Commander Alisa Vandre will now come forward to provide final remarks.
We have suffered loss as a people through this mission, but we must not let this disaster impede our drive for exploration, our wonder of the unknown. We must remember Earth is not alone in splendor. Other solar systems, planets, and cultures have much to offer, a beacon to Earth since we began exploring the skies. Expanding horizons is part of who we are. It is a part of us we have forced into silence and inaction. All my life, we become disillusioned with possibility and proactivity as a planet at the expense of our growth as individuals. But fear will never protect us, though it may act as a temporary shield. It stunts our development as a people and as individuals. Overcoming that fear today benefits more than just this people, this time, and this place.
Excuse me, ma'am. I'm with Starfleet Intelligence. I understand this may be a bad time, but...
I know. Commander Bruno's been asking to see me.
That's correct, ma'am. And if I may be honest...
You may?
Just between us, the commander is beginning to think that you may be purposefully avoiding speaking with him.
I already filed my report with the Judge Advocate's office. Commander Bruno can read it. It should answer all of his questions.
There were a few points Starfleet Intelligence wanted to clarify.
Does he really think it necessary?
I'm afraid so, ma'am. What shall I tell the commander?
Very well.
Now, just so there's no misunderstanding, Starfleet has declined to pursue any charges against the Pacific Bridge team, and you are under no obligation to answer any of my questions.
I understand.
Now, because the logs pertaining to the incident are incomplete, we do request a comprehensive and accurate statement of anything you remember.
I can do that.
Very good. So let's start at the beginning. Or no, let's start on stardate 615.752. The day of the incident.
On point 752, we established standard orbit around the Class L planet in the Indira anomaly.
Tell me more about the planet.
By all physical understanding, it shouldn't have been there at all. No natural mechanism would have explained its formation, so our science team felt it deserved immediate study.
Understandable, given your mission profile.
Of course, the planet's unstable nature was unknown to us at the time, as were the effects our warp drive would have on the gravitational forces of the anomaly.
This is Shuttlecraft Taiwan. We're on approach with landing team 2.
We see you, Taiwan. Prepare to dock in the portside bay.
Shuttlecraft Taiwan, tractor lock confirmed. We're go for docking.
Copy that, Pacific. I am taking her up.
Captain Demir to the bridge. Captain Demir to the bridge. Chief Mauer, CIC. Chief Mauer, CIC.
Bridge.
Might want to calibrate the sensors. Give me that hypersonic.
Captain. having trouble maintaining orbit.
Explain.
It almost looks like we're moving backwards at extremely low warp. I can compensate if we engage the warp drive.
Do it, and keep me posted.
Yes, sir.
How's the landing party?
Everything looks alright. The planet is getting more unstable, though.
Connect me to the landing party.
Aye, sir.
Commander, we're getting some signs of increasing instability down there.
Yes, sir, we're feeling the tremors.
I'm calling it. Get the team back here.
Captain, we've made a breakthrough. I'd like to take a few scans at least.
A breakthrough?
Yes, we found structures, inscriptions, language.
I'll give you 10 minutes, and then get your team back on that shuttle.
Aye, sir. Thank you, sir.
Landing party out.
What was that?
The warp effect is accelerating.
Compensate.
Compensating.
Whoa, stop!
What is it?
There was a spike in the gravity shear right when Owlsley kicked in the warp drive.
You just noticed this now?
I'm sorry, sir. I didn't know what I was looking for. Here, this is what happened when we started using warp. It's exponential. That means the planet is already past critical stability.
What?
I can't explain it.
Get that team back here.
Get us out of here!
Way ahead of you.
Hatch open. Load off balance.
What in the world?
Hatch open.
Everybody's in! Let's go!
Alright, seal the hatch and hang on!
How much time do we have?
Less than a minute before we're pulverized.
Alright, we can match the harmonics and pull out.
We tried that. Warp drive accelerates the planet's breakup.
Impulse then. I recommend full impulse.
Help. Full impulse, best escape vector.
We can't break free on impulse.
Raider?
There has to be a gravity differential or something.
Captain, look!
Red alert!
All hands, this is the XO, General Carter's main station for collision.
Hull polarized, shields up, phasers online.
Helm, point our nose into the debris.
10 seconds to impact.
Our shields can handle this, right?
All hands, brace for impact.
Where are my shields? They're up. I don't know what's happening. Phasers, fire at will. There's a problem with the reactor. There's not enough power.
You mentioned using point defense phasers only after the shields proved ineffective. Do you think that it would have been better to employ these measures from the beginning?
In retrospect, yes, but we had no reason to believe the shields wouldn't work.
Or perhaps if your science consultant shared more of her data with the bridge team?
I have no complaint regarding the performance of Lieutenant Lucy Raider.
But that sentiment wasn't shared by the entire crew, was it?
Medical's not here yet?
Turbo lift is out. Lieutenant, what happened to our shields?
Ma'am?
Our shields. They were completely useless. What happened?
I'm not sure. It'll be hard to tell until we retrieve the sensor logs.
Best guess.
Well, our shields work with gravity.
You knew this was going to happen.
Mr. Lawrence?
I asked her if the shields would work, and she wouldn't say.
No, I just did what I was...
explicitly asked.
You're out of line, crewman.
You knew the gravity differential would interfere with the shields. We could have adjusted the frequency or something.
Nothing like this has ever happened before.
Crewman, I believe you have other duties.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there a problem here?
No, sir.
It looks like we weren't prepared for this mission. Our sensors apparently couldn't detect a very dangerous aspect of this anomaly.
A subspace gravity differential, sir. Our shields, sensors, warp drive, nothing's tuned for it.
Very good. Commander, we lost 22 crew members, and 9 more are still missing.
I understand.
Do you? What have we got?
I think we've got a partial distress signal out.
Very good.
What is it?
It's not from Starfleet, whoever it is. Put it on.
This is Subcommander Salar of the Romulan Imperial Navy. My commander wishes to extend an offer of assistance to a ship in distress.
This is Captain Isaac Demir of the Earth Starship Pacific. What business do you have in this sector?
Your interrogation is unwarranted, human captain, for this is unclaimed territory, and our business here is our own, as is yours.
Now this is just too irregular.
It's a long way from Romulan space around the neutral zone.
They're following us.
I think he's right.
Well, it would be duplicitous, but they're not necessarily breaking any treaties.
Aren't they?
But how did we miss them? Our sensors can't pick up the only other ship in this sector?
The Romulans have sensor cloaks.
Yeah, which we counteracted years ago. So you're telling me you didn't pick up anything on the sensors?
You seem to let crewman Lawrence express himself quite a bit.
Honestly, he was expressing valid concerns.
He was way out of line.
Agreed. And perhaps justice could have been a bit more swift for crewman Lawrence. But you really underestimated my crew.
Me?
Starfleet intelligence. The situation was suspicious, and my crew immediately noticed.
Absolutely nobody could have predicted that the Romulans would appear. Much less under the pretense of humanitarian aid.
Of course not. But somebody could have predicted that the Romulans would be following us, and somebody could have included that in the mission briefings.
All right, let's not get hung up on who did what and why. Let's just continue with the timeline of events.
The Pacific was dead in the water. Sensors were down, and Captain Demir recommended we take up line-of-sight observation of the Romulans with telefocals. Meanwhile, repair efforts were underway across the ship, but with the antimatter reactor damaged, many crucial systems were still down. Then, on Stardate .755 at 1400 hours, Chief Engineer Gabriel officially declared the reactor a lost cause.
What about the fusion reactors?
We gave those a run for the money with the impulse burn. With all the systems running, I don't think they would last that long. Not unless the Bassards are working.
Noted. Any word on the Romulans?
Sensors are still down, sir.
But we're working on it.
Keep me informed.
Yes, sir.
Did those work for you?
Yes, sir. We can track them visually from the upper gallery.
Let's get someone on that post 24/7.
Yes, sir. It just makes me uneasy, them hovering above us like that.
If they wanted to kill us, they would have done it by now. Romulans don't typically announce before an attack.
So, do you believe them, sir?
Let's talk in my ready room.
Yes, sir.
Okay, try now.
Looks good.
Alright, everything looks normal. Let's just bring up the sensor logs.
The logs?
Yeah, so we can find out what went wrong.
That's okay, I can handle
Look,
it.
I'm sorry about what happened earlier, but I
could order you.
With all due respect...
Just step away from the console.
What?
You're attempting to access restricted
Hey,
material.
no, I
Please
have
stop.
no idea what you're talking about. I'm just trying to do my job.
I should anything, just never mind.
What's going on?
I'm not obligated to answer any questions, crewman.
Did you see that?
Couldn't miss it.
Something is going on. Classified sensor logs, the Romulans.
Put me through to the Romulans.
Captain, sir.
What is it?
I would like to raise a formal concern, sir.
Check in with your Master Chief or the XO. We're in the middle of a crisis here.
Yes, sir. I think that's what Mr. Lawrence is getting at.
Nothing's adding up, sir. I think a lot of the crew have some questions about the Romulan vessel, sir. And now this business about the classified sensor logs.
Classified sensor logs?
Captain, sir.
She's been hiding information about the Romulans.
I can explain, sir.
You can't just explain this away.
One at a time. Lucy.
No, wait. Everybody listen. This nonsense stops right now. The Romulan vessel was known by Starfleet intelligence. Certain crew members have specific privileges and clearances, like Lieutenant Rader here.
So the Romulans have been spying on us? And we've been covering for them?
Look, I can't answer all your questions, but I can't have baseless speculation tearing this crew apart. That will be all. Contact the Romulans. We can't do this alone.
I can't detect the Pacific on their assigned heading. They must have deviated.
We have to assume they're operating off course, or at least without a subspace signal.
Or not operating at all.
I won't have any of that talk. The Pacific, she's out there. Just fell down a well or something. Give me the highest sensor resolution you can. Helm, set course for the next grid, warp 2.
Aye, Captain.
Captain Isaac Demir. I hereby accept your commander's offer of emergency assistance, conditionally upon the amicable settlement of terms.
If your commander ensures the safe return of my crew to Federation space, I'm certain that it will greatly improve the relations between our peoples and open the door to new diplomatic possibilities in the future.
You endorsed the captain's decision to accept aid from the Romulans?
I supported the captain's decision to accept what we had to believe was a genuine offer of humanitarian assistance.
From an enemy vessel?
We are not at war with the Romulans, and the belief that we are put my ship in jeopardy and fostered division among my crew.
What jeopardized the mission was the captain sharing classified information with your crew. A decision that would inspire criminal conspiracy on your ship.
You manufactured an entire mission under suspect pretenses. Respectfully, what did you expect?
You seem to support the notion that Starfleet was involved in a conspiracy.
I suggest that applying the veneer of scientific discovery to a military operation is a dangerous game.
Starfleet disagrees. Furthermore, you failed to address the issue of mutiny.
I refuse to draw legal conclusions.
Fortunately, we don't have to. Testimony from crewman Lawrence proved very enlightening. What's happening?
Jeff found out that our science consultant is hiding classified sensor logs. The captain's in on it too.
Not to mention the Admiralty for coming up with this whole mission in the first place.
Look, you don't have to sell me on this Romulan collusion theory.
This all does feel like a treaty-friendly way of smuggling the Pacific to the Romulans. I mean, if we're looking for a motivation.
If someone from Starfleet were going to do it, this would be the way to do it. And if so...
We have to do something.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, if this is actually happening, they're going to kill all the witnesses.
We literally only have hours before that starts to happen.
Well, let's hear it.
Okay. Everything is based on the tractor beams. We combine tractor beams with the Romulans...
No way. Towing won't work.
It's not towing. We can't escape the anomaly, because the warp drive doesn't work with these gravitational frequencies. But if we could find a reference outside...
Okay, yeah, I get it. We warp along the tractor beam?
And the Romulans get a nice defenseless Pacific.
Sansweet, this is your department. Is there a way we could disable the Romulans with the tractor beam somehow?
Well, we established the inner link, but at the right moment, you switch to the exact anti-phase. The equipment couldn't handle it. They'd have to rebuild the whole thing from scratch.
Perfect.
It would do the same to us, too. And for us, that's an integrated system. It could do a lot of damage. All of Section A is tied in there.
I don't think that anyone would complain about making that sacrifice for humanity.
So we're plotting a mutiny?
We're gonna take action. What did you expect?
I don't know. Something a little more legal, maybe?
Starfleet Regulation 3 gives provisions for any means necessary.
That's an order for the captain to decide.
A captain who's treasonous?
We don't know that.
All right, we don't know that. But if we don't take this risk, everyone on board could be killed. We could have another war with Romulus. We can stop that. We need your support on this, Jeff. Are you with us?
Yeah, of course.
We're in position, sir.
Rig the ship for tractor beam.
Tractor interlink established.
Captain Demir.
Now is really not the time.
I understand, sir. It's urgent.
Really gotta stop doing this. Go ahead.
Captain, there's going to be an attempt to sabotage the rescue operation.
What are you talking about?
They're in tractor control right now. They're going to use it to destroy the Romulans.
Mr. Lawrence, you're confined to your quarters until further notice.
Aye, sir.
Commander!
Yes, sir.
You have the bridge. Hold position and wait for my orders.
Sir, we could just put security on it.
I'll handle this myself. You have the bridge.
Yes, sir. Hold position relative to the Romulans. Give them a standby signal.
The captain thought confronting the mutineers himself was the best course of action.
He likely was trying to avoid reinforcing the suspicion.
You do realize we're discussing a major breach of protocol here. Pacific had personnel aboard who are specially trained to deal with these sorts of situations, and the captain neglected to use them.
The tractor beam is activated.
Shut it down!
We don't have control.
Bridge to tractor control. Vendray to Captain Demir.
Your actions and the actions of your captain have resulted in the failure of both the scientific and the military aspects of your mission. If it were up to me, I'd have you charged with negligence.
Starfleet doesn't agree.
At this point, 49 crewmen were lost in total, and I won't even tell you the monetary loss the Starfleet suffered. Not to mention a completely wasted opportunity to study a cutting-edge Romulan ship up close.
Given the situation, the survival of my crew was far more important than any losses Starfleet may have incurred. After the explosion, we struggled for 12 days to restore the Pacific to basic functioning order. Even so, we were rapidly losing life support and had very few options left. Engineering reports that we have a maximum of 18 hours before total reactor failure.
Shuttles?
Are you suggesting a shuttle evacuation?
We could evacuate a total of 70 with the craft that we have on board.
That's over 100 shy, Mr. Owsley.
It would stretch our life support by an extra shift or so. And for those in the shuttles, a fully loaded shuttle would have about 3 days for rescue.
Nobody stands a good chance in this anomaly. Much less separated. And how would they get rescued anyway? Lieutenant Rader, any luck with the gravity harmonics?
It's no good, ma'am. It would take weeks to figure this place out.
Even if we could, we're not going anywhere with one to sell.
The Class C shuttles do have transporters, ma'am. I think they could be used for rescue, even from a safe range.
I couldn't ask anybody to leave the rest of the crew behind just to save themselves.
You wouldn't have to ask. Not me, anyway. I'll stay behind.
Me too.
I'll be here.
Thank you, everybody. But I can't ask for volunteers. This should be my decision. Continue with repairs. I want to get everything we possibly can out of that reactor.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll be in my ready room. Enter. This is my first act as captain. Choosing who lives and who dies. How is that acceptable? How can I make that choice?
Even if you could only save one of us, wouldn't you?
Who would I choose? How would I choose?
That sounded like a very emotionally taxing decision, Commander. But perhaps, if you follow protocol,
I would have preferred to not be stranded with 49 dead crewmen outside the Federation space with no reasonable expectation of rescue. Starfleet put us at risk. Your clever little secret mission put us at risk. Most of us didn't know the risks. How could we have been prepared? How dare you judge me and my crew from the office that authorized this reckless mission?
perhaps it's best if we conclude here. I hope you can understand my frustration. I thought we could salvage some good from this whole incident. But some missions really are lost causes. Thank you for your time, Commander. You'll be pleased to hear that Starfleet Command does share some of your sentiments. This mission may be the start of an operational overhaul.
Commander Vondre? Pardon me, ma'am.
Lieutenant Whitney, was it?
Yes, ma'am. It's an honor to finally get to meet you face to face.
The honor is mine. I understand you were steering the Velocity that day.
Yes, ma'am, but I think we just got lucky.
Take some credit. Be proud of the role you played. You deserve it.
Helm, we're done here. Set course for the next grid.
Wait. I got something. A huge energy spike, sir.
Helm, cancel the warp. Turn the ship around.
Canceling warp, sir.
Open the shipwide broadcast. Crew of the Pacific, colleagues, and friends, this is your acting captain. Right now we find ourselves in a difficult situation, but there's one last thing we must do. The shuttles offer a possibility of survival, but as you know, they cannot carry us all. I intend to...
This is Captain Cuevas of the Starship Velocity. Anybody need a hand?
Hey, Alyssa. I'm at the USPA facility in Virginia, and you won't believe what we've... Well, I don't want to spoil it, but meet me at the Rockhold tomorrow at 1800.
So you've been well?
I can't stop thinking about it.
I know. But you know, we made some really incredible discoveries out there. Things that we would have never thought.
People died. Lucy, people died out there. And I was about to make myself responsible for dozens more. Because we had to go out and play explorer.
It's more than just pretend, Elisa. We found a completely new civilization out there.
Ruins and rocks. And now it's not even that.
Remember those inscriptions that we found?
Yes.
I don't know who they are, but from one of my scans... Just look.
What? This can't be. This is a translation.
Read it.
This is poetry. When this arm, once our home dies, we will be far. We sleep on the arm of a green forever.
Stillness shrouds our lively place, far from the noise and dust of this star home. Why haven't I heard about this? This is incredible. This is beautiful.
And that's just a fragment of what we have. They think there might be a way to find out where these people have gone. That what we found was just a guidepost. This isn't the end.